Good evening and welcome to Racecraft TV for round 3 of the East-West Tour Modified Series here at the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. Glad you all can join us. I'm your host Peyton Hill, and joining me today in the commentary booth as always is Brad Kirby. And before we get started today, how you feeling, Brad?
I'm feeling great. I'm ready for another exciting modified race. As always, I just called a fantastic one at Dover on Saturday night. 200 laps, took almost 3 hours to get done, but it was an exciting race start to finish, and I know some of those guys come over to the Monday Night League here, so I'm expecting the same kind of race. It's going to be a shorter one than we normally have, 125 laps. Like, these guys got to get it done quick, so uh, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, just like every week, these racers excited to run. We're here at round 3. We were talking about this before we even went live. Kyle Eli's been putting on quite a performance here in this series, but it seems like we haven't really seen him today. We might see him pop in the race, but I haven't had any word on that. Qualifying's already, I think, finished at this point, and they're going to do their little 5-minute warm-up talk. And let's talk about, you got the race information, or at least track facts today?
Yeah, well, being at Hickory, it's a very storied track for sure. Opened in 1951. It is the world's most famous short track. Rise of the NASCAR stars. It all happened here at Hickory. They're pretty famous for the late models and the modifieds. And in the turns, we're looking at 14 degrees in turn 1 and 2, and 12 in turn 3 and 4. So a little more banking than we've seen this season so far, which should play a little bit of a role. I've seen some guys running up top already, seeing what the groove's like up there. And being a third of a mile, it's a real short track. These guys are getting done in 13 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, but it's going to be the attrition factor tonight, Peyton, I think, is who can outlast everybody else.
Yes, that's for sure. This attrition factor is definitely right. We're going to try to survive these 125 laps with this really interesting speedway. Like you said, it's got a lot of history behind it, and it's very short. Not as long as like a track like USA, but there's a lot of room for error. We saw some self-spinners earlier getting out a little crazy.
Yeah, these guys, Hickory is a new track to iRacing. It hasn't been out for that long, so some of these guys may be new to the track itself this week. Maybe some of them just purchased it tonight, and this is the first laps they're laying down. So I expect to see, a little bit of hiccups here and there, but I think as, we get into like lap 40, 50, things should settle down pretty good, and maybe we'll see some tamer racing than we've seen so far this season.
Yes, some very close calls in practice and stuff, but it's all good. Luckily in iRacing, we got a reset button that we get to deal with, as they have about 3 minutes of their warm-up. Do you have where everyone qualified?
I can pull up the grid here. Yeah, just 2 seconds. If it wants to pull up, oh, here we go. Qualify. All right, so Ryan Blanchard came in first during that qualifying. He pulled off a 13.29. Real quick time. We were seeing guys in practice run about a 13.4, 13.5, so real quick time here. Junior Harville, he came in second, about a 7/1000th of a second behind. All these guys are real close. Zach Murphy's going to be behind him in third. Zach Edwards in fourth. Dave Bodio rounds out your top 5. Kyla Danick in the 21. He starts in 6th place. Ray Fatruso in 7th. Christopher Hyatt in 8th. Steve Costley, new name here, in 9th place. And Kyle Amon rounds out your top 10. Mark, yeah, go ahead there.
Quite a stacked top 10. We've seen in this field that a lot of things happen throughout this race. that anything can happen. So if you want to,
Does look like Kyle actually just advanced the session here, so we are going to go to grid.
I'm glad we got ready when we did. But like you said, this grid, it's going to be quite a race today. You said that you saw almost a sneak peek of what's going to happen in this race on your other league.
Yeah, Dover was a bit bigger. Definitely some draft in play with these guys, and I think a lot of them weren't expecting how much the draft was really going to give them, and the bumpers were getting used quite a bit. I think maybe some of these guys are going to take what they learned on Saturday and maybe tame it down for this race. Although, from what we've seen in this league, it gets wild right from the green flag drop.
Yeah, with 125 laps here at Hickory Motor Speedway, this track, I love this track. I think it's very interesting, very unique in its own way. With, I mean, you could even see it on the wall there. It says America's most famous short track. It's the retro, I guess you could say, nice race line and wall with the red and white. Just very, very pristine in how it can be arranged here in iRacing.
Yeah, when you see some of the conditions of some of the short tracks nowadays, this one is definitely a crown jewel of any short track that you're going to go to.
Let's see how crazy. If we do remember next week, if we remember not next week, last week, they came into that first corner really fast, and I believe, yeah, they're gonna get the 1 to green here at the line. Do you remember who was just so close last week but just couldn't get there?
There was a few up in there.
There was.
Blanchard, he was one that was real close last week. Gosh, Kyla Danick's always quick. Dave Bodio's another quick one. I don't know who to put my money on for this race.
Well, pace car's off. Here we go. We're green flag racing here at Hickory Motor Speedway. This is all. We're already getting slides.
We have Edwards into the wall.
Few of them. We're on our first caution already. Couldn't even get past the first corner, but I guess that's a few NASCAR drivers could say if any of you guys seen the race this weekend. We saw quite a few wrecks there, but luckily this is virtual, and we safety is quite out of the worry for us.
Yeah, so I see Zach Edwards kind of started this one off here. He started in a great spot in fourth, and then he just sent it into turn one a little too hard and spun it. Got the wall a little bit. Then there were a couple more after that.
Yeah, I believe he made contact and tapped the wall. That was quite a tough little thing to happen, but take a look now. He's quite deep in the field, and it might be quite hard to pass here as well.
Oh, and the 12 got into the 33, which took him around. Or was that the 12? It showed the 12 on my screen, but I then see another 12 hitting him. So either it's my trading paints. No, definitely the 12.
Green flag once again. These pace laps are quite quick. I was not expecting that one. Ryan Blanchard taking his way down this turns 1 and 2 and back to 3 and 4. This track is just so quick.
It seems I'm just looking here in the chats, and Kyle actually shortened the caution laps to 2 laps. So.
Oh, there we go.
He just did that. Yeah.
Heck, that was very quick. Definitely caught me off guard. But these drivers already, look at Blanchard already opening up the gap to about half a second. Now looks like he might be having a little bit of technical difficulties. Hopefully it doesn't stick with him. If we take a look, we're going to ride on board with your second place driver of the 41. Oh, we're back to another caution. Yellow comes out.
Yep, looks like we have...
Oh, he took out the leader!
Yep. Oh my. Was that Zach Murphy? I wonder.
Oh, now he has to come down pit road. Let's go take a look back at that.
Oh, the 33. Okay. So Ray Fatruso was the one that got into the leader and also got into the guy running in 4th place.
Wow.
That was unfortunate.
Take a look here on board of what happened, and it looked like there's a little bit of contact. He got a little sideways, got up into the fence, which, I mean, you definitely want to hold the brakes, but maybe just not knowing, just drove right up into the leader.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I think that was the 4th place driver right there that ended up getting a little bit of contact out of that.
Yeah, Zach Murphy there. He got a bad deal out of that one, but yeah, Ray should have probably just held it down there until they went around him again. I think he was just trying to stay on the lead lap. We have some takers for pit road as well.
Yeah, a few of them, which including your leader, who had to definitely get some damage repair. Just tough luck with someone who had so much speed.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for him to drive up through this field. We still have quite a bit of time left, so. It looks like our man Kyle Eli, who did connect into the race, but we didn't see him during the practice at all, has manually just disconnected. So he will not be racing tonight for sure.
Oh man, that's a shame. But you know, he has quite a bit of points. I believe he has. I'm actually looking at the points right now. He has won 2 races, and he has 212 total. Oh, we are green flag. Oh my gosh, these pace laps just catching off guard every single time. Take a look. It's now your new leader, Harville, in the lead, who's 3rd in points, by the way.
Yeah, Dave Bodio battling there for 2nd place. He gets around the 29 of Zach Murphy. Murphy might still be dealing with a little bit of issues there. He did not pit when he got a little bit of damage from running up into the 33. Kyla Danick is right there, Dave Bodio's teammate in 4th place.
On another caution comes out, I believe, maybe?
Yep. Yeah. Keith Jeffrey is the cause of the caution this time.
Let's take a look at what happened off the restart, it looks like. Take a look here at the 88.
Another teammate to Dave Bodio and Kyle Danick just got in there, and yeah, looks like he just kind of lost the rear end on it. Also showing a crash under caution here. I'm just looking back to see if I can see it.
Yeah, kind of. Oh yeah, just a little bit of contact, sent him up into the wall. Oh man.
And Ryan Blanchard has disconnected for the evening, so he is out.
That is tough luck there for Ryan Blanchard, as he was sitting 2nd in points in 28 points back.
That's going to be great for the guy sitting in 3rd in points on back, because the top 2 are now not in this race tonight. So
yeah, well, 4th place. So yeah, the top 2 in points are not here tonight now, and 4th place would be Dave Bodio, who's currently sitting 2nd.
Yeah, so he's going to look to capitalize for sure. If he does take notice and see that Blanchard is gone, and he knows that Eli's not racing tonight, he might race that little bit harder to get that the win tonight. If not, maybe just even grab a big points night.
Yeah, big for points is definitely going to start turning into the name of the game here. There's these pace laps.
I could just imagine Peyton being here and you know, the 50s turning laps around this place. Oh man, this would have been so exciting back in the day.
It definitely makes me want to make a time machine to get back and watch some of these old racers go at it here at this track. But virtually is what we got right now. I mean, you can go anywhere virtually, so.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to go green here as the pace car ducks down. Yep. 41 gets a good jump.
Again. Oh, and there's a big pile up in the back.
Yep, we have the big one.
12 involved. Oh no. It's going to be a few more drivers. Struggle. Oh, 17 just drove right into the wall. That's they're struggling to get turned around. They got to be careful as they're going to drive up right in front of the leaders again. I would be careful if I was F41.
Oh yeah, we had a number of cars involved in that one. Wow. I have about 12 replay points that I could click on here, so there was quite a number of vehicles involved.
Yeah, just chaos. Right here, they took off and in front of them.
That's gonna hurt because I'm pretty sure these guys don't run any fast repairs.
No, I believe it's open setup and no fast repairs, so.
Yeah, you are going multiple laps down if you get any sort of suspension damage with these things or any sort of wheel damage. Yeah, you're going to be multiple laps down, so you got to watch and maybe just kind of let this thing string out a little bit.
Yeah, with already 100 to go, 25 laps down, this is quite a race already. Haven't got to see much these wrecks. I mean, tight quarters, you're trying to get into this corner as fast as you can. You might be your setup might be a little loose.
Yeah, we're going back green here, Peyton.
Oh my.
41 takes off. Single file restarts now, being the middle of the race. '41 really capitalizing, getting a great jump. But Dave Bodio got an excellent restart there, and he's trying to work his way up into that top spot now.
Yeah, Dave Bodio's, he's creeping up on him. I'm hearing a lot of contact just out of the back. I don't know what quite's going on, but this great battle here.
Yeah, we got another yellow.
Another yellow.
Mark Hicks and John Buckley. Mark Hicks was running up in the top 5, actually. Oh, I see it in the background. Yeah, looks like they just tagged each other coming off of 1 and 2.
Oh. Yeah, that, like we said in week 1, when you get those tires together, that just never ends well. Down in pit road, something's smoking.
Oh, no, wow. The 26 came right up back off the track under caution and then just swept the 61 up into the turn 4 wall. That was crazy. And now that 61 has a ton of damage. He's smoking too. That's... I think somebody should have told these guys that there's 125 laps and
not 30
50 laps tonight. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to take what you can get right off the bat, but
yeah, I'm looking at 9 cars now on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's not even on the lead lap, just out of the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's what these guys wanted to see tonight. Definitely an interesting race so far, as we're on our 5th caution.
Definitely shows that anything can happen, especially when it jumbles with points. As Harville and Bodio are probably looking at a possible, maybe not a possible lead in points, but It could be, because they are not too far behind. As we're green flag once again, Harville taking the green flag for the field. 41 taking that inside, sweeping out, like, I mean, saving those tires with those cautions, though, it definitely keeps it together.
Good battle for everywhere in the top 5 right now. We got Zach Edwards back there working on Kyla Danick. We got Zach Murphy working on Dave Bodio, and Dave Bodio working on Junior Harville.
Yeah, Dave Bodio's definitely had some company. I believe I saw a little bit of contact back there with using the bumper. I mean, we saw it last week, a little bit of a tap can definitely move someone out of the way, and we saw it at Martinsville in real life, so.
I can tell you one thing right now. One driver I'm noticing just from my Saturday race, Kyla Danick back there in 4th place, really taking a calmer approach to this race than what I saw on Saturday. I'm thinking that that's one of the drivers that maybe took what he kind of learned from Dover, and now he's thinking, oh, okay, I'll play the patience game, because ultimately it was the guys that were qualifying 14th, 15th that won that race. So maybe sitting back a little bit isn't such a bad idea.
Yeah, definitely trying to stay out of trouble is going to be huge. Keeping that nose clean. As soon as you get damaged, look at Blanchard. Barely hit a lap car sideways on the track, and it just ruined his night. Now he's sitting 17th, and he's definitely losing the opportunity for a points lead. So just tough luck there. As it looks like O'Danick might have a little bit of company. Or no?
Yeah, O'Danick just got by Murphy. Murphy lost his line there a little bit.
That 06 is Zach Edwards now working on Murphy. It's crazy.
Christopher Hyatt just got lapped there, so there goes the 9th place car getting lapped.
I believe Hyatt was definitely involved in a wreck, because you can see that front little like bumper just a little bent up, but out there trying to just put it on for some points.
And Junior Harville and Dave Bodio still locked in a battle for that top spot. Pretty much your closest battle on the track right now. This is going to be a good one. In a few laps here, I think if Dave Bodio can catch him and make the move.
Yeah, I mean, time's running pretty quick. You saw the cautions, they kind of put a slowdown on time, but look at how quick these guys are making these lap times. I mean, the lap times are 13 seconds, a little bit over 13 seconds, so.
Yeah, they're running really fast tonight when they get going.
And ideally, I mean, patience is key, but when it comes to how fast your lap times are, laps are going to click off really quick, and you're going to see that lap counter and see that there's going to be time's going to go down quick to make a pass, like, 'cause you can only be so patient.
I think right now Bodio is thinking, you know, let's see how far we can stretch this out, because it's only himself and Harville right now. There's quite a big gap back to Kyla Danick, about a 1.7 second gap. So if they can stretch that out a little bit more, then he can maybe make a little bit more of a riskier move and not worry about losing as much time to that guy in 3rd place. So he knows he has about 75 laps remaining. He's not in a hurry. He's just going to take his time. He does look a little bit faster, but I mean, we've seen it before. The guy in 1st place seems to have that little bit of an advantage.
Oh, I heard something go crazy. Something sounded weird. See if you see anything on the...
Brandon Pirtle.
Brandon Pirtle. Thought I heard something back there. Take a look at what happened here. I believe... Did he just blow a motor? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he completely blew up there. I heard the oil pan explode. And he had to stop
right
on the...
Yep. Wow, and then, yeah, they had get sent down to pit lane with that reset button. Sadly, there's no fast repairs, so we're not going to see him back out. Maybe, yeah, we're definitely not seeing him back out.
I'm showing another incident here. Scott Bryant and possibly Christopher Hyatt involved in an incident under caution.
I believe it was just a little bit of a bump.
Yeah.
Look, Dave Bodio definitely keeping the pressure to Harville, but Harville still has the lead.
He might also be waiting, you know, famously they do run the middle of the race single file restarts. He could be waiting until the double file restart to make his move. Maybe he's just saving tires and...
Yeah, waiting for the right time. Like I said, patience is key for sure.
Yep. Yep. But with the cautions tonight, I mean, we're on our 6th now. It'd be pretty crazy to me if we didn't have, you know, a late race caution at some point where he might be able to make a move like that.
You know, Danick's doing pretty well for himself in this race, sitting 3rd with pretty early in this race. However, he's sitting 6th in points, and behind the leader, he is about 60 points behind, but could be a good point to draw out for him tonight too.
Yeah, they're all gonna really close in. That's, you know, with missing a race this early, that's what you have to give up. You may have won 2 races, but, you know, these guys have all got great finishes here up at the front so far this season. And
off we go again. Harville taking that lead into the first corner is close. Lap car coming out of pit road, really pushing it. See if Bodio has some response off of that restart. It looks to keep a pretty close drive on there, trying to drive in a little bit higher to get that run down the straightaway under the 41 of Harville.
you know what's going to be cool tonight, Peyton? We're going to get to talk to somebody different for the race win.
Oh yeah,
Kyle Eli.
I mean, Kyle Eli, he definitely put on a pretty dominant performance for the last 2 races, but with him not being here, I'd feel like these drivers need to go all out, try to get that race win when they can. His lap cars are starting to come into play. It looks like a very slow lap car getting out of the way. Dave Bodio still holding a very close gap here.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's definitely faster, and he could make a move here. He's just waiting. He's trying different lines, seeing where the speed is.
Trying to find the open lane. Is that what I thought I heard?
It does look like he's taking more of an outside approach. We've seen those cars, those teammates run on the outside during races quite a bit this season already. And they have made passes like that, so it wouldn't surprise me if maybe he's trying something different. Oh, but he just lost a little bit of time there, actually. Didn't get a good run through 1 and 2, and that cost him.
Yeah, it's quite a definitely falling back. Bodio has some company from behind that little bobble. I'm hearing some people might be scraping the wall. It could be just my might be hearing things, but
It looks John Buckley may have been the one who was scraping the wall there. I do have something on my SDK. Top 5 still running single file here. Junior Harville, Dave Bodio, Kyla Danick, Zach Edwards, and Zach Murphy. Steve Costley is running 2.5 seconds back from that crowd. Scott Bryant behind him, and Christopher Hyatt.
And Zach Murphy keeping a close tail on the leaders. Top 5 definitely broken away from the pack, as I think that's all that's left.
Yeah, I mean, we've only got 8 on the lead lap right now, so these guys just got to realize that no matter what, they're all going to take home a pretty good points night. I mean, battle it out for the lead, but don't do it, you know, at an unnecessary time. Don't take risks, and don't make anybody mad at you for next week, really.
There's definitely not a lot of, it's still a long season, but I believe we're taking a break next week. We're going to have an off week next week. So this might be a race to win, just to get some momentum coming in after the, I guess, the off week.
Yes, that's true. I did forget about that. We do 3 weeks on, 1 week off. That's right. Yeah, so yeah, it might be time to get a little more aggressive. You got 2 weeks to apologize about it, so.
Yeah, definitely might be able to forget about it sometime later in the next week. But Harville looks like he's got a little bit more company as lap traffic starts to form in front of him. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And Bodio is right on him.
The junior's doing a great job, really not making any mistakes, not running as fast, but he's also covering that low line.
Bodio might be making a move here, going to the inside into turn 1. Has the line, but the outside's going to have a little bit more run as they're side by side going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, Junior's doing a great job keeping it up there. I don't think he's going to be able to hold that, though, because as you've seen, the inside just seems to work a little bit better, but...
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely putting on a battle here, and they're going to get together. Harville definitely had a little bit of a save there. We see these... it's definitely cool to see iRacing implementing the brake light, the brake heat looking in the brake rotors, but that was a very close call. I look at, once again, the 29 almost getting into him, Zach Murphy. Tough luck there for Harville in the 41, but Dave Bodio, your new leader, not too many points behind Harville, actually. I believe he's only behind Harville by 2 points. So...
yeah, Harville's going to want to kind of regather himself and, you know, just realize that he didn't lose too many positions here. He's in 3rd place. He did get it back into line, and he can live to fight another day, but Dave Bodio is already putting a gap on the field a little bit here.
He made a little bit of a mistake, tapped the wall coming out of 3.
Yeah, he just needs to keep consistent laps down, because he is, you can see it, he is quicker than these guys, but he does make the odd mistake, and if you want to be the leader here, you can't do that. You just need to put down consistent lap times and block that inside lane as much as you can.
Kyla Danick definitely hanging on to him. He has a little bit of a gap, but still there. If he makes another mistake, you definitely don't want to make a mistake when you're in the lead. But there's a lot of pressure when you're holding that clean air.
A little bit of a different paint scheme I noticed on the teammate cars up there in 1 and 2, and I do like that fistful of bourbon blue paint scheme there.
Yes. Thought something was different. The blue is definitely a nice addition, as well as glad to see them both up front.
Yeah, we know their sponsor will be happy about that, and you know, the winners get whiskey, so if I'm pretty sure if they finish 1-2, I mean, one of them should get a full shot, and one of them should get a half a shot at least.
At least. Lap traffic definitely going to affect these drivers, especially the leaders. They're not going to be able to come out of the corner as high and get that acceleration out. It's going to open up the gap just a little bit. There's 3/10 to Bodio and or to Danick, and then Harville definitely hanging in there just in case something happens. But one thing that I'm sure Bodio does not want to see right now is caution, as he is sitting pretty far up, and maybe not the biggest gap, but quite a gap.
Yeah, with a teammate right there, I mean, they're not going to fight as hard.
Oh, who's that?
Keith Jeffrey just come to the pits, yeah.
Like
30 laps already. Wow.
Yeah, 30 to go. And Bodio still not being able to break away from Danick all the way.
Danick's hanging in there pretty good. I think Junior, he's used up his tires pretty good when he ran that outside. He's just kind of chilling back there in third place. Zach Murphy still in fourth, and Zach Edwards in fifth.
Trying to look for any battles on the track here. It looks like the battle is in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, your closest battle right now is 1 and 2 for sure. And with lap traffic coming up, this could get interesting here. Dave's got to make the right moves at the right time. Or you could, if you touch that wall, Kyle's right there and he will take that spot, teammate or not. So
yeah, that teammate rule definitely goes out when you're trying to go for a win. Maybe might not be just as aggressive, but if you can go for a win, you still want that win just as bad. It looks like Danick's actually able to drive into the corner a little bit harder right now. He's gaining on Bodio.
Yeah, I remember Dave, he ran that outside line a little bit himself. And, obviously that hurts the tires a little bit when you're up there. Kyle has been running such a very consistent race, all race long, kind of keeping to himself, really saving those tires. I think he's just kind of coming into his own right now, and he's turning some really fast lap times.
Yeah, definitely some of the quicker lap times, I believe.
Junior Harville there was the quickest one that lap.
Now Harville's definitely coming back, and with lap traffic kind of coming in, I believe Harville actually just tapped the wall. But these 3 drivers starting to come into screen, all of them. Well, the lap car kind of.
Yeah, 19 to go here, big battle. Oh, Dave Bodio gets into the wall going into turn 1. Just taps that wall a little bit, lost a little bit of momentum, but collects it and keeps going.
Yeah, these drivers are definitely, I mean, there's not a lot of drivers left in the field to be a big field, but these 3 right here definitely putting on quite the performance. Just battling, waiting for the right time to make a move.
Junior Harville really getting close to Kyle now. He's going to need to pull off a move in the next lap or 2 if he's going to have any shot at Dave Bodio. Kyle's going to have to do the same thing if he wants a shot. Like, they've got to try different lines here, see what they can get. Dave is hitting some dirty air with the lap cars. I think that is having some small effect. Seemed like when he was out in clear air, he could keep a good gap, but when he hits his dirty air, it's kind of making that front end a little bit tighter, so.
Yeah, that dirty air is definitely playing a part, but it might not be as bad. You got to be faster to get up to the guy in front of you, or at least keep up, and it looks like these drivers here are definitely keeping up with each other. This lap traffic is definitely going to start coming into play here. We're going to take an on-board look at Junior Harville.
And if you're Junior, coming to 10 to go, are you prepared to just go in with that bumper to get second place and potentially first at this point?
I mean, we saw a few bumpers thrown at Martinsville. We saw a few bumpers thrown last week at Lucas Oil. So, I mean, it's quite up to the driver. Sometimes you can play that more respectful route, try to keep friends going into the next race, and leave it all until the last race. I mean, plenty of season left, and we're only 3 races in, but it looks like Harville's looking for a inside line, and with 10 to go now.
It's almost like the Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski situation, you know? Like, how hard do you want to go for just that second place, you know?
Yeah, it's not a...
Or how hard do you want to race that guy, I guess, in front of you? Because you got to make sure, I mean, that you have the car to make that pass. Definitely.
But you also, I saw it, I think it was a year ago, Harvick decided to turn Kyle Busch, and he wrecked himself.
That's right.
So you got to be careful on how you kind of approach things. If you wreck yourself, you can take yourself out of the race, and sure, there's a lot of people maybe not, like, maybe a lap down, but these drivers, oh, he used the bumper, Harville moved him.
There it is.
And there's a yellow. That is not what Harville wanted to see. You definitely don't want to cause a yellow for that. Lost a little bit of time. Might get definitely O'Danick. Of all the people that you could put the bumper to, O'Danick might not have been the one to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if O'Danick got a lot of damage from that. It does look like he just spun him. I'm seeing here, he did tag the wall, but he locked it down pretty good, so.
His car looks quite fine. You got a little bump in the front there, but.
Yeah, nothing major, especially on a short track. Not going to affect really anything here. It's good that he hit it square.
Yeah, 5 to go, and.
A double file restart. Just like I said.
Yeah, now Harville definitely has an opportunity here, but Bodio, not something he wanted to see, as he had quite the lead on the field, and now he has Harville back on his bumper, or at least might be side by side going in the first corner.
Yeah, and we know obviously Junior Harville just proved that he will be aggressive to get that spot, so how aggressive will he be to get that win? Time will tell here.
All these drivers probably hungry for a win, as they weren't able to get it in the last 2 weeks, but we're probably so close. I mean, top 3, top 5. I mean, Dave Bodio has one top 5, and Harville's got a top 5, and that's just in its own.
I still would not count out Kyla Danick, because he's in 5th. And he's hungry. Obviously, he just got spun out. You know, with 3 to go, 2 to go, I guess, once we probably get going here. There's still time for a green-white checkered.
I think this is a green-white checkered. We got 3 to go here.
Oh, yep, it is too. How many do they pull?
All right, let's get ready. Yeah. Oh, boy.
I believe they run unlimited green-white checkers, though, in this series.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I mean, anything can happen. Pace car dives down to pit lane, and Bodio's off, leading the field to the green flag. It looks like Harville's going to struggle going into the first corner. Gets moved. Does he save it, though? No, he's going to get collected.
Yeah.
And a caution's going to come out.
He touched the side of O'Danick, kind of sent him back around.
No. That's, man, big mistake there, but O'Danick now looks like, I don't know where he's getting scored. It's getting scored as he's in 3rd. So Bodio might have to look out, as well as Zach Murphy. I mean, oh, is that the checkered? Is that the race? We get 1 green-white checkered?
Oh, it is only 1, okay. All
wow.
Right.
What a race. It. O'Danick got his way back into 3rd, but I mean, I guess that's a definition of what goes around comes around when you get stuck with that. Harville, tough break for him. He ended up in 8th.
But your race winner, though, Dave Bodio pulls it off. Maybe not the way you would have wanted it to go, but you still get that race win. Zach Murphy in 2nd, Kyle O'Danick finishes 3rd. So great comeback there. Zach Edwards 4th, Christopher Hyatt 5th, Steve Costley 6th, Scott Bryant 7th, Junior Harville, disappointing 8th place finish for him after such a strong run all night. Dave Klopotowski 9th place, Kyle Amon rounds out your top 10.
drivers get into the chat. I'm going to bring in our top 3 here. I mean, Dave Bodio is sitting in the waiting room. I mean,
Well,
we
let's
could
talk to your race
we can
winner here.
go we can go inverted style here.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Dave. How does that feel now that you got a win under your belt in this series?
It's been a while since I won with the series. It feels pretty good. Finally come back to these cars and have a pretty good run. Car was pretty good. Thanks to Keith and Kyle, who worked on it a bit last night and got it pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, running almost pretty dominant performance tonight. I mean, you had a few pretty decent battle with Harville and O'Danick for a while. And what was going through your mind through that last caution? Did you think that could have been a race ender for you?
Potentially. I mean, I knew that it would be really hard to pass here tonight. Just the line that you got to run. I figured it was going to be a tough one, and I saw the lap car there kind of put up a little pick on Junior, and I knew that was the opportunity I had to dive inside of him. And even he was able to defend pretty good on the top side.
Well, with that, congratulations, though. I mean, you had quite a win. I mean, Danick definitely had a tough time with Harville back there, and Harville definitely didn't get in the top 3 at the end of there. But congratulations. Before I let you go, is there anyone else you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Kyle for what he's putting on with East West with the series, and Keith. Those guys are also who I work with. To find speed here, and I think the last 2 races have proved that we found some, and we're all going to keep getting better. And then everyone at Jim Beaver Esports and Fistful of Bourbon, Next Level Racing, and General Tire.
Well, thank you. That's Dave Bodio, and standing by with Brad Kirby would be Zach Murphy. Zach Murphy, you're with Brad.
Yeah, hey Zach. Yeah,
How we doing, fellas?
we're doing awesome, man. That was a great race. Glad to have you in the booth. I think this is the first time this season here with the top 3. Second place, you got to be pretty happy with that. Just talk us through the night a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't really get a lot of practice, so it was good to come out. I just got in at 8:30 there and did some practice laps and tweaked a few things and came out 3rd in qualifying. So it's always good to start out front of the short track and just tried to maintain that through the race. There was some attrition and a lot of net code tonight. I noticed, at the start and then at the end there with Junior. It's not how I want to come out second, but overall, good night for us.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk to you. I mean, Junior did get into Kyle right before that, so it was almost a little bit of karma on his end. But I mean, yeah, you had to make the move though. I mean, it's short track racing no matter what. And I guess you came out on the better end of it in second place. Congratulations on that. You get the off week, and you can kind of reset. Is there any sponsors or anybody you want to thank for tonight?
Oh, just thank the guys over at SimCrow. Race with those guys every week and work on sets. And that's pretty much it for me.
Nice. Well, enjoy the second place, enjoy the off week, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Some guys, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we're going to take a look at our 3rd place finisher here, Kyla Danick. How was that? I mean, maybe not the position you wanted, but how did you feel about your performance tonight?
I felt pretty good. I felt pretty unprepared coming into tonight. So, top 3 was the goal. Wish we got 2 steps up, maybe 1, but 3rd place finish isn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, walk us through with those last laps. I mean, I'm sure it was a little chaotic, and especially with getting a little bumped for that caution to take place. How does that make you feel? I mean, I'm sure that wasn't the best feeling.
Yeah, I was bummed when it happened, but it's not Junior's fault at all. Everyone was really tight, I think, tonight, and that first turn was the worst part of it. And we had to go in under a lap car, and I had to hit the brakes pretty hard because I just couldn't get the car to turn, and I couldn't give up the bottom. So I don't blame Junior, and it is what it is. It's hard racing. I think that would happen to anyone, so it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, well, great performance. Congratulations. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, the guys at Jim Beaver Esports, Dave and Keith, put a lot of time into building a good set, and it shows. It's been showing a lot this season. We've had some of the best cars on the track every week. So, yeah, thanks to those guys putting in the work. Fistful of Bourbon, General Tire. Yeah, you can give a shout out to my dad. He's always watching, so it's cool to give him something to watch. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Well, next week I believe we have a week off.
Yeah, that's right. I made the schedule. You would think I would
Yeah,
know
I
that.
know. Yeah, I mean, I actually have the schedule right here. We can take a look at it. Yeah, next week we definitely have a week off, but on the 15th we're heading to New Smyrna. Are you prepared for that? Are you excited for it?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks. So I like racing there. A lot of lines you can take and high speed in these cars, so it's a lot of fun.
All right, well, this is the East-West Modified Tour, and any lasting thoughts, Brad?
Yeah, I thought it was a great race. Kyle, I just want to know if you're going to take any notes from tonight into Saturday's off-season race, because I know Dover was just, a bit of a insane one for us.
No, I'm not taking any notes because I'm going to be working down at the real world car we work on racing this Saturday, so I don't think I'll be there. So, yeah, I don't know if maybe I'll be there, but probably not.
Well, it was a great race for you either way. Congrats on the third place. You run a great league over here at East West, and yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for doing it, guys.
Yeah, and so that is our broadcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us on iRacing and Racecraft TV. I am your host, Peyton Hill, joined by Brad Kirby in the commentary booth, and we are going to say good night from Hickory Motor Speedway. Have a good night, y'all.